Good afternoon, it's Nerfcraft, and it is time for Donatello's Level 3 upgrade. Alright guys, we have a package, and this contains Donatello's upgrade. And we have this pin right here, which may kind of give you a hint as to what the upgrade's going to be, but let's go ahead and just reach right down into this package and see what's in here. Guys, see it yet? Probably see that spur gear there. So let me go ahead and get it all out of this bubble wrap real fast. Aha, there's a much better view of it. You can see that this includes the slipper clutch. And of course this pin is for that's the drive shaft. Not like drive shaft, but like the shaft where the spur gear goes on. Because the old one is not compatible with the new spur gear. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Okay guys, the first thing we need to do is unplug the motor and remove the 4 screws that hold in the shock tower. 2 on the right side and 2 on the left side. Next we need to remove the wheelie bar mount. 1 screw on the right, 2 screws on the left. Next I can remove the 1 grub screw that holds on the output yoke and slide it off the output shaft. Now I can remove the suspension pins that hold the A-arms to the transmission box. Now that the whole rear end of the truck has been removed, we can remove the transmission by removing those 6 screws on the bottom of the chassis. Now we can remove the motor by removing the 2 screws that hold it on, and remove the spur gear by removing the 1 nut that holds it on. Next we can remove the 5 screws that hold the transmission case together. Now I only have 4, but there should have been 1 right up here. But since I don't have that, I guess I just got to take out 4. I can put in an extra 1 because I have some more from Damien's upgrade where I upgraded his screws. Now we can go ahead and remove the gear from the shaft by putting the end of the shaft into a vise with the pin facing parallel to the slot, and then use something like a hammer or rubber mallet to tap out the shaft from the gear. Okay, rubber doesn't work. It just bounces off too much, so use a metal hammer. But next we can get our new pin and pretty much do the opposite to put the gear back on that. Put it into place with the slot facing up, and then bang this down through the gear. Let's go ahead and get that done. And the new shaft is in place, so we can reassemble the shanty. Opposite process of how we uninstalled it. Make sure you have all your bearings and washers in place. Don't forget to add grease to your gears as well. You can just use a white lithium grease or a silicone based grease that I'm picking up right here. So make sure it's greased up good. Now that the tranny has been put back together with the correct number of screws, as you can see, we can go ahead and turn it upside down and add a piece of electrical tape to it, and then screw it back onto the chassis. Now we can reinstall the A-arms and drive shafts. Now I can reinstall the shock tower. Now I can reinstall the wheelie bar mount. Now I can reinstall the motor using some screws from Tony's Screw Kits, because the screws that were in there were in bad shape and they're not really designed to hold in a motor. So, new screws. Let's get the motor reinstalled. Now we can finally install the new slipper clutch. First off, we should have a pin to go through here, which I included right here. Pin that needs to go through the little hole on the shaft. Now it shouldn't be a problem to slide on the back plate. Make sure the notch goes over that little pin. Put on the slipper pad thing, whatever you call this, the slipper disc maybe. Make sure the grooves line up into those notches. Next we can slide on the spur gear, followed by the spring, and finally the nut. Now we're going to have to hold down the spur gear and shaft and screw on the nut all the way. And then we're going to back it off half a turn. Now we can mesh the motor with the spur gear and screw it in all the way. Now I just need to plug the motor back in, put on the rear tires again, And that's it. And that's it, guys. Man, that new slipper clutch and spur gear looks so much better on Donatello. Not to mention, it'll make it so much easier to fix and maintain the transmission if I need to work on the gears or anything. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for his upgrade. And that was Donatello's level 3 upgrade.